Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on outstanding organizations that provide exceptional services to ensure that all people with disabilities or special needs and their families have equal opportunities to live, learn, work, and play in our community. My first guest is the Development Director at Eisenhower Center in Milwaukee, Mr. David Ordan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for being here. And the Eisenhower Center has been in existence since the early 1950s. So if you would, tell us more about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So we do date back to that period of time. We take our name from President Eisenhower. One of his favorite charities was cerebral palsy. And a group of parents in Milwaukee approached him and asked if they could lend his name to the center. And so he was glad to do that, and we took the name as Eisenhower Center, and it's stuck ever since. In our current incarnation, we've been around for about 30 years, and we're located at the corner of Sherman and Mill.
Okay, Sherman and Mill. So obviously you are helping a number of individuals who are in scenarios that would classify them as being disabled. So what are some of those disabilities that you are helping individuals with?
Sure. We have about 100 clients at any one time and a waiting list. We were set up by the county in the 80s when we sort of took on a new identity to take care of the most severely disabled people in the community. So our clients have Down syndrome, traumatic brain disorder, autism, cerebral palsy. Many of our clients are in wheelchairs, some are nonverbal. Often they need help with really basic needs like going to the bathroom or even being fed. So that's our purpose in this community, and that's who we help.
All right, so you did mention in the 80s that the Eisenhower Center opened its doors as an independent agency, and so at your present location, you have a lot of special things that are within the walls of that building that really mean a lot to individuals who are utilizing the facility. Needless to say, you're handicap accessible. You have special equipment that can handle the bumps and the kicks of wheelchairs, some of the things that can happen when people are maneuvering around. And then what I found very interesting is you have a temperature-controlled environment that's necessary for your clients who cannot regulate their body temperature. So these are very intricate details that are important.
Sure. I mean, first of all, it's a 66,000 square foot facility.
Wow.
So it's really quite large, and we can service everybody's needs. We primarily exist to be a vocational training center, and our goal is really that everybody should be able to work in the center, and in some cases to be able to place people in community employment in various businesses in Milwaukee. In terms of the adaptive equipment and the climate control, absolutely yes. What we're trying to do is make it that it's a safe, warm, welcoming environment where we can make sure that all of their needs are taken care of. I'm particularly proud of one of our staff member, Rick Cap. He is our go-to guy for everything adaptive equipment. He's like MacGyver. So he'll take a paper clip and a piece of wood and he'll turn it into a jig that someone who has very limited mobility can use to participate in work. So everything that we do there is so that the clients feel comfortable and safe and can work and grow.
And that's so very important. Let's discuss some of your client services. You specialize in working with adults who need specific training or assistance, as you've stated. So what's some of the criteria that one would need to meet in order to utilize the Eisenhower Center?
Sure. Well, they come to the center after they age out of the school system, so about 21 years old, and it could be from really 20 to 80. It's completely voluntary. They apply, and there's a process, but you should have to be a part of the Eisenhower Center, it's usually a primary diagnosis of developmental disorder. And so that's who comes to us. Okay.
And the other thing, they must be a resident of Milwaukee County. That is definitely something to keep in mind. You provide educational services. So when you say that, that could be a number of things. Give us an idea of what some of those services are.
Sure. Well, it really breaks down into two areas. There's the work, but we also have a full educational department. So when the clients are not necessarily working, they're able to kind of continue their growth in all sorts of ways. So I'll cover that first. That might be everything from daily living skills, handling money, taking the bus, cooking. but it also can be anything the clients want. So we've had clients who want to learn French, or the history of Harley Davidson.
Oh, wow.
Or horticulture, anything and everything under the sun. So we have an educational department that's adult education that they can participate in as much as they want.
Yeah.
On the work side of things, they do come, and they're quite young when they come in many cases, and so there are a lot of soft skills, just like any employment agency or any place where you're working. There's following instructions, there's taking orders, there's working with a team, showing up on time, staying on task. So there are a lot of soft skills that they learn as part of the program so that they can participate in the work that we have.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, and I'm guessing that when you look at individuals on any spectrum, everybody wants to have some level of independence, and so you guys are really working hard to give people just that, some independence to be able to feel like they can operate in their everyday life without always having someone there to do every single thing for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, the Eisenhower Center is what makes this country and the city great. And what do I mean by that? Everybody wants to work, everybody wants to be a part of the American dream. So having a disability doesn't necessarily mean you can't be part of that, it just means you have to have it in an environment that can adapt. So our clients, we own a niche. For businesses out in Milwaukee and elsewhere, we can provide real services. Our bids are competitive. The work we do is very good. We've never lost a contract to quality control in 30 years.
Wow.
So they take a lot of pride in their work. We make sure everybody's happy on both sides of the equation. And so they earn a paycheck. It's just like anywhere else. That's really what we're trying to do. It's a place where people, they happen to have a disability, but they're able to come and work and earn a paycheck and have that pride. And yes, the independence and also the sense that they're giving back and not always having to receive help.
Yes, and you have some core services when it comes to training and jobs. So it's my understanding that mail order and things of that nature are part of that.
Sure, in terms of what we offer to the business community, so it's packaging and assembly, mail order, rework services, fulfillment, shipping, all sorts of things like that.
Okay.
Basically, when I talk to businesses, I'll tell them, look, it's something that you're not going to send to China. It's not necessarily a good use of non-disabled employees' time, and that's really where we fit in. So there are projects out there, and I'll give you an example. We make over 100,000 driveway markers for a local company, Venture Products, every year. We take 40,000 kits of screws for Cornell Communications every month. Those are just a couple examples.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we really can handle big jobs. It's not, we're not limited, again, because we have a big facility, we have full shipping, and it's something that, you know, when businesses begin to work with us, they say, oh, it's worth it for them. They're making money, they sleep well at night because they're doing good, and our clients are able to really provide a service. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I really do. Now, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities is extremely high, so the need to create jobs is extremely important. So is that percentage 82%?
Yeah, it varies, but it can be as high as 82%.
Yeah.
So we have three real challenges. One, as I kind of hinted, is perception in the business community. Can we do the work for them? And the answer is yes. If we, you know, talk and figure out what they need and figure out how to adapt, we can do that. The second is really economy. So we are still in a tough economy, and so when you have a situation where unemployment in general is high, so people with disabilities are really the last on the list. So yeah, 82% is a pretty accurate number.
Wow.
Then on the third challenge is really from government cuts, which could shut down workshops and vocational centers like Eisenhower Center all through the state and through the entire country. So we're trying to react to that by creating jobs in-house. For example, we have a dog treat bakery, Ike Bites Dog Treat Bakery, which we're
famous.
It's
You're
famous and getting more famous every day. And we're extremely proud of that. But the point there is there's a lot of good skills that people can learn. Baking, measuring, packaging, again, working with a team, being on time, sending things out, customer service. There's a lot of skills that are involved with that. And some of our clients have really come a long way. In one particular instance, I'm thinking of a young man, Donald Sanders, and he came in, and when he started baking, it was slow and steady, but now he bakes at a rate that is time-tested better than able-bodied in certain ways. So he could work in a bakery if he so chose. So we're very proud of that. And we're beginning to expand into retail locations. You can buy it online at our website, IkeBitesDogTreats.com.
Okay.
But you can buy it at the center too for a discount.
I love that. So let me just break this down for people at home. These particular treats are homemade, all natural peanut butter and molasses, so that's a plus.
Yes.
And in January 2014, the first treats went on sale. Since then, those sales have skyrocketed to almost $1,000 a month. So the money that's raised from this, does it go somewhere specific?
Well, we're treating it like a startup, so all the money we earn goes to paychecks and into the business. So that might be marketing, it might be expanding our reach. So yeah, we're trying to treat it
it's like a small business.
It's a small business, absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. And I mean, the things that you have shared with us today, it's enlightening, and it's really good to know that an organization like yours exists in order to help people in this way. And we want to make sure everyone at home knows how they can donate or volunteer to help.
Sure. Well, they can come to our website, which is EisenhowerCenter.org, O-R-G. We love visitors. The first step is always to take a visit, see what's going on in the center. 10 seconds inside the center and you'll get the whole thing. Any perception problems that you had are gone. It's a wonderful place. We have an excellent staff, and that would really be the first step. Come in, visit. We have so many opportunities. We had one young woman who saw an ad on a bus, and she had seen a television show about these types of centers, and she said, gosh, I wonder if I could contribute. And she happens to be a piano teacher. So she came in and she started teaching piano, and she organized a choir and a chorus, and it's wonderful. So what happens is people come in and then they bring their own kind of talents, and that's really the best type of volunteer that we could use. And if people want to donate, certainly that is very helpful. The quicker that we can become independent of government funding, the better, the more jobs we can create. Ike Bites is just the start of other businesses that we may try to build. So we welcome people to come and visit and see what we're all about, and that would really be the best thing people could do.
Yeah, and I saw an outstanding article in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel about the Ike Bites. So let's give out the address of the center again so people can really make a difference. I call it a win-win scenario when you can help out someone else but yet benefit at the same time. So your dogs will love these all-natural treats.
Absolutely.
So where exactly is the center again, so people can stop by and get those treats?
So 4425 West Woolworth. We're right at the corner of Sherman and Mill in Milwaukee. And online, again, the website is IkeBitesDogTreats.com. And our main site is EisenhowerCenter.org.
Okay, and I'll go over those again as we wrap up. The address is 4425 West Woolworth Avenue. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about all the things that you're doing, or maybe even your plans for the future?
Well, I would say the big issue in terms of social issues is the government plans to try to severely defund or close centers like this throughout the country. And so and for the future, I'm very aware of having to get the word out that these centers serve a purpose. Certainly if someone wants to work in the community, we encourage that, but we consider places like Eisenhower as a safety net for really the most vulnerable people in our society. And so in the future, my goal is to get our name out there, to have businesses work with us, and also to be as financially independent as possible so that we can kind of determine our own fate and future.
There it is. Thank you so much for stopping by, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
David Ordan is the Development Director at the Eisenhower Center. For more information, call 414-353-8480 or log on to EisenhowerCenter.org. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our conversation about extraordinary organizations that provide programs and services to help those living with disabilities. Next, we'll talk to a representative from an organization that's been changing the lives of individuals with disabilities for 80 years. We'll find out more about Easter Seals, Southeast Wisconsin, right after this.